How y'all doing? This video gonna be about Shannon Sharpe. When it came to defense of Bronny James, LeBron James' son, and his prime date, I didn't really want to touch it, but it keeps getting more traction. Um, Shannon Sharpe was right about date who respects and loves you. If you follow my videos and what I've said this before and I'll say this again. You black no matter what, because that's your uniform you're born with. It doesn't matter uh, who you're with in the context that you're still black. Like, bottom line is this. You get racially profiled, you get subjective to things. You get no crossover because you're with somebody white or is a different ethnicity, what have you. You still gonna face hurdles. It doesn't make life easier for you. If the Lord blesses you with somebody and that's real and it ain't a trophy wife, it's not a trophy situation, why people tripping? Because you still got to deal with who you are, you know. And Bronny James, the young man, he's playing a lot of pressure because his father wants him to play, wants to play with him, and his father cares a lot about the NBA. And my point is this: the young man went on a date, took a date, and rented a car, and that was it. And if that was who he was destined with, and it's not a gold digger thought Instagram trying to hook up, it shouldn't be no thing. Shannon Sharpe is right for defending that. Now Shannon Sharpe does ride on LeBron James a lot, and that can be a bit annoying. But in this case, you have to date who wants to be with you at the end of the day. Because we can talk and talk and talk, but people can make themselves vulnerable and valuable to you. You ain't got to go out there and seek no one if they love you. If love is love, it gonna find you. That's what I always said. I've always said, no matter who you're with, your uniform doesn't change. It doesn't. And in this day and time, with people having fluid issues and all kinds of other issues, you find who wants to be with you at the end of the day. So it's not for me. I'm not gonna sit here and say this or that about choices, because I believe that it will find you to find you at the end of the day. But your uniform doesn't change. Doesn't change who you are. You know, because you got to go through things no matter what. So I thought the criticism of Bronny James was unfair, unwarranted. And as much as his father has done and has spoken out on issues, he's not walking around. I'll tell you something, Bronny James ain't going to, all due respect, I'm just going to say this. He ain't going to turn into like how Herschel Walker's son turned into, lost and talking out of pocket, So I don't, I'm with Shannon Sharpe for defending Bronny James in a situation because it was a date. It was a moment out. And people gotta walk a fine line. Black men are held to some unparalleled standards when it comes to dating. Like you're held to, like, you gotta be perfect. You gotta be machismo. You gotta be super. You gotta be everything, but you can't just fall into who you are. And that's just the fact. It's like you gotta have all this and all that, but you can't just fall into who you are. And people gonna have um, opinions and takes and stuff about different things. But you know, I was glad that at one time with Shannon defending something to do with LeBron James, I will agree. LeBron James did not deserve all that criticism. Mm-mm. He just a kid, a young man, still finding himself, and it was just a prom and a date. It's not nobody knows what will happen and who he ends up with and what have you. But hope that young man is blessed, and if he gets to play with his father, more power, and he gets to continue his education and be blessed, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. You still gonna be black. I tell anybody that. I dare somebody to tell me that Jack Johnson, who married white women, dated white women, wasn't one of the blackest people in terms of what he had encountered with Jim Crowism 100 years ago when he was boxing. I dare someone to tell me that Jack Johnson was somehow a sellout or something, because you wouldn't, you'd be get your feelings hurt. So um, it matters and it don't matter. Matters who you find love, and if someone wants to balance, and the two will balance you. But I've seen folks who are same ethnicity be some of the biggest sellouts on the planet. So it don't necessarily mean that it goes as according to plan. It starts with who you are and knowing yourself and how love will translate to you. So anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about Shannon Sharpe. Uh, Speaking up for Broony James and, you know, making some interesting points. Because black men and love is such a taboo issue in America already with 3Ks that you're in a no-win situation. You really are. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts and comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and that's just a fact.